Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, October 6th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of quick clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, looking at LAC. Talked about this one a couple of times in the week previously. Last time, hopefully you remember me if you watched the past videos, but remember me talking about it. That area right there was a key area of resistance, and you can see today, opening 30 minutes, price came up there, absolutely destroyed that trend line, and then a huge breakout followed. So yes, as far as these lines down here are concerned, we can just go ahead and get rid of both of those as they've served their purpose for now. And now we kind of got to go back to the drawing board here. So let's first start with this area of support. And that is actually, no, let's do this instead, because that does technically have a little bit of an upward slope to it. There we go. So let's change that to green to represent support. And then across the top here, we have this area of resistance right at the $9 mark. And then just to make this pattern easier to see, let's keep it all one color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. Big explosive move right there. And then if you golfers out there try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. This would be known as a bull pennant pattern. Now let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because a bullish pattern is formed does not mean if the price consolidates out, comes up here and breaks through there, that break right there will guarantee another huge breakout. My point here is it at least a valid question? Is it at least a plausible scenario to throw out there as a possibility? Absolutely. So if you like this price range down below $10, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol BURU, and this is a tricky chart to talk about because it's all about perspective. Meaning if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart looks really, really bad because from the, just looking at it today, there is that big gap up and then a very, very brutal pullback. With that said, taking a step back and looking at more so the bigger picture, so if you care about the overall chart, even with the pullback today, the chart is still plenty in the bull's favor, and let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say and assume that this area of support continues to hold right here at 0.226. So I'm not saying it will, but assuming it does, and then starts to curl back up, what would that give you from the big picture point of view? Again, emphasis on big picture. Well, from the big picture, you'd have a set of lows here. You'd have some lows right there. You'd have lows right here. You'd have lows even further down here. And if you envision each of these as stair steps, well, then from the big picture, what do you have? Well, you'd still very clearly have big picture stair steps progressing in the upward direction. So from that angle, the price is still plenty in an overall uptrend. Again, I'm well aware if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, or scalper that bought right there, you definitely don't care about these stair steps. But that's why I'm trying to make the distinction between more so a shorter term trader and then somebody that cares about the bigger picture point of view. But all in all, grand scheme of things, the price still has plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. So let's see if the bulls can get that job done or not next week. Next one here, looking at ticker symbol DFLI. Talked about this one previously. This pattern right here, but today another huge breakout through there. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those levels as they serve their purpose for now. And we're once again looking at another one of these bull pennant patterns. So I'm going to go through this a little quicker as I want to respect your time as much as possible. And I don't want to sit here and just turn into a totally broken record. So there is a top part of the pattern, the area of resistance. Here is the bottom part right there as support. And then just to make sure that everybody sees it, let's keep it the same color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the nice upwards move right there. And again, have the golf hole down here. So once again, looking at a bull pennant pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is this one happens to be in a little bit of a different price range down below that $2 mark, which I know some people really enjoy that range. But all in all, this thing has been putting in higher highs and higher lows. And as I mentioned on the previous charts, that's what it's all about. From the big picture standpoint, higher highs, higher lows is what you want. And bull pennants certainly help with that. Next one here, ASNS. And yeah, you guessed it. We are looking at another bull pennant pattern. So it's turning into one of these days where some days you'll have a whole lot of the same patterns than others. Actually, I kind of lied a little bit. I suppose it's not totally a bull pennant. Same general idea. So let me just draw this into play and then you can see what it's technically called. So we have our resistance, we have our support, and then you have the big upwards move right here. So technically this would be a bull flag pattern. So hopefully you can see how this looks like a flag. Now at the end of the day, bull pennant, bull flag, no need to get in a fist fight over the terminology because the psychology is the same. The psychology is big move up, now there's a pullback consolidation, and then the question just becomes, will this eventually lead to a bigger break in the upwards direction? So like I said, no need to get too much, into an argument over what exactly it is. So bull pennant, bull flag, same general idea. But all in all, if you like bull flags, you like penny stocks, here you go. Next one here, we're looking at PLUG. And again, like a lot of these other ones, first step, got to do some house cleaning, and we'll just delete these lines out as they've served their purpose for now. But huge move up, so definitely updates need to be done here. And what I find interesting about this one is, let me make sure first. Okay, yes, I'm not crazy. But the breakout of this pattern, so just real quick to illustrate what I was looking at, it's nothing new. You've already heard me talk about it. We have another miniature bull pennant here. So let me just get it mapped out real quick and then talk about the main thing. So, there it is right there. But what makes this interesting is this breakout has already occurred. So for some people, maybe they're disappointed because you want to play the breakout, and this breakout has technically already happened. But in this situation, we get to ask a very exciting question. And that question is this. Yeah, breakout has happened, but is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to say, is this the start of something bigger if nothing worthwhile is even happening? But in this situation, something is happening, right? It is breaking out. Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just rolls right back over. But again, to be fair, that's a two-sided coin. Maybe this is the start of something bigger, and this thing's getting ready to rock and roll that much more. So that'll be the main question mark and question headed into next week is there was the bull pennant. Late day here, as we're witnessing, the price has broken through that bull pennant. So yeah, is this the start of an even bigger breakout next week? We'll see what happens. Real quick, I want to take a break and help you address a potential issue that is out there, and that has to do with people wanting to be day traders, and I am defining day trader as having unlimited day trades every single day. However, they can't because of that pattern day trading rule. But if you are interested in that, there is a way you can go about your trading that puts you into an environment where there is no pattern day trading rule and actually puts you into a market that moves way better than penny stocks and low floats and small caps anyways, which I know all this can sound very crazy, very too good to be true, which is why I am inviting you. Come watch it with your very own eyes. It's what I've been doing. Absolutely love it. And I've been live streaming. So if you want to see it, like I said, with your very own eyes, ask me questions, then check out the live stream. I start every day at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I go for a few hours. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be reminded of when I do go live. But yes, if you're sick and tired of that pattern day trading rule and you want to have very minimal risk, but a whole lot of upside potential, then definitely check out the link. Or worst case, like I said, come swing by the live stream and see it for yourself. Next one here, OPEN. Couple different vantage points to look at this one. So from the overarching standpoint that I mentioned, the overarching standpoint, nothing really happened. What do I mean by that? Well, we have this channel that I've been talking about, bottom of the channel right here at 786, top of the channel right there at 913. And from that angle, yes, the price continues to just chop back and forth within the channel. So nothing new there, price still in between the channel. But today in and of itself, pretty crazy movement. Almost a case of deja vu. Look at yesterday, a couple days ago, big move up, right back down, but at least that level held. And then today, big move up, right back down. Now, the one difference here is this pullback didn't go as low as that one. So yeah, technically speaking, there is a little bit of a higher low here, but a pretty wild day. Now, I want to put too much into this higher low, but I suppose you never know. But at the end of the day, overall stuck in the channel. And today, yes, it can feel, going back to the idea, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought, right there as a, and you were looking to buy and sell within 7 minutes, yeah, the chart feels like a total train wreck to you. And it may be from that strategy, but assuming you do care about the grand scheme of things, still all about the sideways channel. Now, before you really put too much emphasis on the top of the channel up here at 913, right here, this pink line has now been behaving as resistance, which is that 200 period moving average. You can see right there, resistance, resistance, resistance. Never hit it quite there today, but got within the general vicinity and resistance. So in the near term, keep an eye on that pink line there. Again, that 200 period moving average, currently valued at $8.80. And then again, as far as definitely the key level of support is concerned, right there at around 786. Next one, BNAI. Very, very nice move around this one. So let's get some key levels mapped out. So the ideal level of support moving forward is, if you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? That would be if the price can stay above this trend line. Now, don't get me wrong. If the price falls below there, that does not mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But yeah, if it could stay above there, that would be a very, very sign of, great sign of power. But for taking a step back and looking at it all from the bigger picture, that is where that purple line comes into play, the 50-period simple moving average. Keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher. So again, from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line, then in my opinion, at least, the overall trend is still fully in the bulls' favor. Once more, what would make this trend and chart look the absolute, make it look the absolute strongest moving forward? Definitely if the price can stay above that level right there. But if it doesn't, again, not the end of the world. You still have that 50-period moving average down there. In terms of levels of resistance, main battleground to watch moving forward initially right there at that level of the 63-cent mark. And then the price can push up through there, nothing fancy, other than just asking the simple question, where did the party finally stop today officially? And that was up there at the 69-cent mark. So keep an eye on those couple levels. But if the price can push up through both of those, then you got to think that that's going to spark that much more momentum. But overall, nice way to end the week. Next one, QUBT, and this will be very quick because you've heard me talk about this pattern several times already, but we have yet another one. So there is the resistance part of the pattern. Here is the support part of the pattern, and then just because I cannot help myself, let's keep it all one color. So we have our area of resistance, we have the support, have the big move up right here, have the golf hole down here, looking at another bull pennant pattern. Once more, I would say the biggest difference of this one is we've had some penny stocks. We've had some below $2, had one below $10, but this one is, up in the $20 range. So this is a little bit more expensive. But overall, this one has been a very fast mover. So if you like this price range, and if you like, these sorts of setups, then definitely keep an eye on QUBT. Next one, RGTI, and been talking a lot about these bull pennants. So here's an exact reason. Again, this isn't guaranteed to happen, but it's why these patterns are popular and pretty powerful. So there was the bull pennant headed into today that I talked about in yesterday's top 10 video. And you can see right there, it got the break and ba-boom. Very nice move. And in all actuality, has now just formed another bull pennant pattern. But that's a good thing. When bull pennants and then another bull pennants and then another bull pennants form, that does imply those higher highs and higher lows are being put into place. So we'll map out the current key area here, which on this one right up here around that $40 mark, give or take a little bit. And then in terms of supports, have that lower line right there. And then just because I cannot help it, we have to keep it one color. So there's our resistance. There's our support. There's a nice upwards move. There's the golf hole down here. So we are once again looking at another bull pennant pattern. So all in all, nice movement, higher highs, higher lows, and RGTI has definitely been a beast. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. And yes, the pullback continues. Again, big picture-wise, everything is fine. Still very much so in an uptrend. But first time in several weeks, the price has actually been back down below both that 50-period moving average purple line and the 200-period moving average, that pink line. Does that mean that this is going to continue to collapse? I'm not saying that. But it does suggest something is a little bit more bearish than what we've seen in the past. But the good news is that Tesla did have a very solid afternoon. Nice bounce up here. And you can see the price is still technically below the pink line, but it's now very close to potentially doing battle with it and trying to get back above it. So from kind of just a regaining standpoint, that 431-ish area will be important because the sooner the price can get back above 431, the sooner you can say the price is above that 200-period moving average, which then makes, the argument that the bulls are still building, an overall higher flow of things a little bit easier to make. But right now, it's hard to make the argument that the bulls are still in full control with the price breaking down through both those areas. So again, initial area of resistance, that 200-period moving average, and then the secondary area will be that purple line 50-period, which you can see that is right where the price got smacked down this morning. As far as next potential areas of support, got to zoom this one out here a little bit. Next key level to watch moving forward, if this pullback does continue, right down there around that level of $411.50. So keep an eye on that if it does roll back over. But yeah, not the greatest back half of the week here for Tesla. But Tesla's been here before with some pretty big pullbacks and then ultimately does recover. So we'll see if the broader uptrend will continue next week or not. So that wraps up the top 10 video. Again, if you are sick and tired of the pattern day trend rule, or maybe you just want a market that moves very smooth, you have very low risk, and you can have an environment where you have fantastic movement, then definitely check out the link at the top of the screen. Or if this all sounds too good to be true, hey Clay, what's the catch? I totally get that, which is why, again, I'm inviting you, come check out the live stream every day, well, not every day, but Monday through Friday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then, like I said, I go for a few hours. So would love to see you there. So come check it out with your very own eyes and ask me any questions that you may have. So thanks for watching. As always, make sure to hit that like button, and hopefully I'll see you on the live stream.